Welcome, race fans, to another edition of the Ferrari versus Lamborghini Challenge. This is round 2 at Sugo, Japan. We did this race a couple weeks ago, so just getting around to commenting for you guys. We're going to go through the whole race. We're going to talk about some of the drivers in here, and we're going to see what everybody's up to in this round. Hopefully you guys joined us for the last round at Red Bull Ring, which was pretty phenomenal. We did a couple races there. We have since mended the format and gone to 2 races. So I don't recall, to be honest with you, which one this is, because I had a media failure on one of them, and I don't know if that was race 3. So I think this is race 2, if I'm not mistaken, at Sugo. 45 minutes on tap for you guys today. So we're going to pause it there really quick as we look at the starting grid. This is a randomized grid. We've got Orsi Comet in position 1. We've got Pharmacide in position 2. Hooligan Heart in position 3. Irving 104 in position 4. Orsi Speedy Jab, myself, in position 5. Dito Men in position 6. XXX Rooster in position 7. And Arm Lamp in position 8. So the settings for this race are going to be exciting, guys, because this is a 45-minute race. And about halfway through the race, we're going to get some rain. So this is Japan after all. So of course, you can't do a Japan race without having some rain. So let's see. I'm going to jump on board, actually, I think, in the latter half of this grid. So we can kind of just see up above. We're on board with Arm Lamp here with Rooster right next to him. So I think that's a good place to start. Let's get all of our stuff here. We want to do... Let's see, there's a roof cam. Let's see what cam we want to go with first. Chase cam. Let's do a chase cam, I think, is probably the good way to start with this. Interface, we want to do that. Overview, we want to leave that up. And we want to put the map up on the side so you can see us here. So there you go. So now you see the time there where we're getting ready to go here. So for round 2 at Sugo, Japan, on board with Arm Lamp. We're going to take off this here. Arm Lamp gets a good side. Look, we have some stuff going on in the front. It's like Orsi Speedy Jab going up, myself going up to the front of the pack here. Arm Lamp just taking that. Ooh, we got some. Ooh, somebody's off to the side. Dang. Okay, we got a lot to unpack here. So let's see. Let's get up here and let's. So we've got Speedy Jab in the lead there. Behind him, Orsi Comet, who started on a pole, and the black Lamborghini Huracan right in front there. All black one with the yellow highlights is Pharmacide. Irving in the multicolored one on the left side, and right in front of this, I think we have, let's see, who is that? That's Dito Men, and then the blue Ferrari on the left side there is Hooligan Heart. So Arm Lamp, it looks like Rooster is in 8th place behind, which you can't see. So let's go ahead and unpack this a little bit, and we'll do a little bit of slow motion. Oh, it looks like Dito Men ran into the back of Pharmacide. You see the lift right here of that black Lamborghini. It looks like it just caught him out. So he spun to the inside there, and we had a little bit of damage there between Dito Men being pushed out into the path of Hooligan Heart there. So we've got one major unfortunate with Pharmacide going around. Arm Lamp says thank you very much with a nice burst of flame there and overtakes that position. So let's go on board here. Sorry, let's get on the back here and see. Yeah, there's Pharmacide there. So we're gonna continue this with Rooster in the back now, and see what happened here. Okay, Dieterman tried to turn into Arm Lamp there a little bit, and there's Hooligan Heart right in front here of Rooster, and unfortunately Pharmacide. Ooh, and that little dang. Looks like Dieterman just pinched a little bit, got on the brakes, and looks like avoided the wall. So let's go on board with Pharmacide now, who's right behind Dito Men, 67. Speedy's in the front now, myself. Comet's second. Irving 104 is third. Arm Lamp now is up to 4th. That was a great, first quarter of the lap, or first sector of the lap of the whole race for Arm, coming from last place, I think, in 7th or 8th, up to 4th place. And he's our leader in the series right now, actually, by the way. Leading over Speedy Jab. I think it was Yankees fan at that point, and Black Ghost. So let's stay on board with Pharmacide a little bit here. Let's see what he's seeing. Let's see. Oh, there's Dieterman off again. He doesn't rejoin. Perfect. Pharmacide gives him room just in case. So thank you guys. Good racecraft from there. Pharmacide looked like taking a really narrow line here, not using the entire width of the track here. Coming around this last corner at Sugo. I don't know if Sugo has corner names or not. I didn't look it up actually. This is kind of a relatively new track. Pharmacide looks like is not going to go in the pit. I thought he was going to go to the pits for damage. Here comes Diedoman with a better run. Pharmacide hugs the inside, kind of take that line away. Let's see if Diedoman is able to get around the side. They both give each other tons of respect. Good job, guys, for that. And Diedoman is able to execute that move and go around the outside. So Diedoman's had an eventful first lap already, going with a couple spins. Pharmacide got pushed by Diedoman into there, into the wall, and I would have thought he would have had damage, maybe even enough to stop, but it's like Diedoman slowing. Interesting. Diedoman slowed down almost to a complete stop. That's interesting. I wonder what happened there. I don't think he wasn't required to give the position back, but he looks like that's exactly what he did. So now Diedoman's behind here. Interesting. It's kind of a weird one. Let's see if I can. So he completely stopped and then let him by on the uphill for some reason. That was kind of strange. And now it looks like he's on the back of him again. Just Pharmacide's a really good guy. He's been a really good driver. Just talk about the drivers for a few seconds here. So Pharmacide in the front in that 111 Dime Racing black Huracan. Ooh, dang, Diedoman up the inside, and I think Pharmacide got pushed out on the grass there. So ooh, he did great to save that. Dang. Okay, so let's stay on for Pharmacide. So Pharmacide is a good driver, good guy. He's been with us for I think a while in our whole ORC community, but he's actually just recently moved over to Project Cars 2. Ooh, Diedoman with another spin on the inside there, trying to take too much curb, looks like, and it spun him around. So Diedoman's now on a couple different spins. Oh, we've got Irving. Oh, dang. Okay, again, got to unpack this. Sorry, guys. Let's go and rewind this a little bit. Let's get our detective hats on here. So here we go. We got. We'll do it at full speed. Just pinched that. This went in too hot and realized it, and then just held the line there. So now let's go over to Irving, who's now coming into the third corner. Yeah, just holds on to it, gets a little overcorrection, goes in there. I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, he joins right away. No big deal. Okay. All right, we're on lap 3, and we have had a very eventful start for a lot of these drivers, especially Diedoman, now Irving, a Pharmacide. Has had a hit and a spin, not his fault. So interesting. Let's go in with Hooligan Heart here in the Ferrari. Hooligan Heart, another good driver that we've had for us for a number of years, and just recently, or not recently, but in the last 6 months has moved over to Project Cars 2 from Forza. We got a spinner up in front too. Who is that? That was Rooster. So let's go back up here. Let's check out this one. Let's see where this one happens here. So Rooster right behind Arm Lamp. So let's see him coming into this corner here. Let's take away this. Really deep. Rescues it. Yes. Wow, that was a good save right there. Comes into the next corner. Oh, just right on the grass. You see the right side tires, rear tires just go on the grass. Lucky it's just a spin. He's got to wait for Pharmacide to come through. Or, I'm sorry, Hooligan Heart to come through. And then he can rejoin. So, you know, minimal, no damage. So didn't hit the wall. It's really good. Wow. Okay. Feeling excited. Okay, we got Hooligan again. So I was talking about Hooligan. Hooligan came over from Forza Motorsport 7. We used to run a lot of series with him. He's now on Project Cars 2. Loves the immersive nature of this game. Is on controller, so I would say he's one of our drivers that's had a little bit of disadvantage with the controller. Although he's doing a great job in controlling the car and doing it, and you can barely tell when he's doing his corrections on this car. So he's been doing a good job with hanging with us with that car. Let's go on board here. Let's go up to Arm. Arm is up to third place now in the podium position already after a couple laps, or 4 laps, I think. So he's a big threat in this series. Been doing really well. Really loves this Ferrari, I think, and drives it really well. And you can see the leaders up there, first and second. Speedy Jab first still, and ORC Comet in second place. Comet did join after the first round, so missed the entire first round, but came in the second round at Historic Spa, and now came in with Sugo. This is third round. Did I say second round? Sorry, this is the third round. Historic Spa was the second round. I didn't get any recordings from that because the media failed each time. I think it was the races were too long, so I didn't get anything there. So sorry, this is round 3. Correct me. Round 3, Sugo. Round 4, the next round will be at Historic Hockenheim, so I'm looking forward to that track too. We'll see what the restrictors, who gains the restrictions in this race right here. Not so bad in this one because you're only down maybe 10, 12 horsepower, something like that. Maybe 6 to 12, so not a huge deal. Okay, so arm lamp, really consistent. We'll watch him on board with this lap really quick. As you can see the distance between first, second, and third right there is pretty significant. Let's see, it is he's 5 seconds off of Comet, and Comet is half a second off of Speedy Jab. So actually looks like 7 seconds back to Hooligan Heart in fourth place. So you can see this opens up really quickly. Now remember, we're still expecting rain too, and it's just a light rain, but there is quite a bit of water that gets on this track after a while. So we're going to see the drivers have to figure out. Now we do have a mandatory pit stop. So in the 45-minute races, it's 15 minutes into the race and 15 minutes before the race closes. You need to take that mandatory pit stop, and it is a mandatory 4-tire pit stop. The drivers can elect to choose to take on fuel if they want to, or they can start the race with full fuel and just worry about the tires. It's up to them. That's a strategy thing. If the car starts out lighter, and maybe they do half fuel and figure it out and cut it in half, then that's what they can do. Okay, so let's go on board now with Comet in second place here, right behind the leader, Speed Jab right there, who gets a little bit of hook on that car. So Lamborghini versus Ferrari, that's the whole idea of this challenge. Oh, right on board with Comet as he gets a full spin almost into the barrier, and then comes over to get back on. Oh, and gets another half spin, and here comes Arm Lamp. ORC Comet leaves him a ton of room. Man, and we came on board right at the wrong time. Sorry, Comet. This seems to happen when I comment these races. So now we're coming around and to finish the first sector here. Now with ORC Comet relegated to third place now, looking at the back of Arm Lamp. So as far as the competition or championship is concerned, this is actually from every driver except for Arm Lamp. That's not what we want to see. It's all about taking points away from Arm Lamp right now, who's been phenomenal in the top of this championship. New driver to RC, but very clean, very precise, and very smooth. So, like I said, we're really seeing him. I think he's been playing Project Cars 2 for a while, but a new driver to our RC community. We actually found Arm Lamp, Rooster, Ditoman, all those guys in a public lobby. We just hosted one night, and any driver that we saw that exhibited, not necessarily pace, because we don't care about that. What we do care about is the race craftsmanship that they have and the racecraft that they exhibit. So if they were clean, and if they recognize other drivers around them, they know they didn't take away their line, they didn't block, all the normal stuff you want to see in a good race. Then we went ahead and messaged them after and asked if they wanted to join in a league race, if that's what they're looking at, and we definitely got some really good drivers this round. Like I said, Ditoman, Rooster, Irvin too, as well as Arm Lamp. So really excited to have these drivers join our community. They've been a welcome addition, very clean, very good race drivers. So we're happy to have them. Look forward to a full 2021 season with these guys in this game. So be on the lookout for multiple videos coming out. We're planning on doing a bunch of new events. Ooh, ORC Comet eyes them up on the inside of the final turn. They both give each other a nice amount of space and hold that line. That's difficult because this is a really fast corner. ORC Comet has the inside line for T1, but Arm Lamp is not giving up without a fight. He's right there. Let's see what happens here. ORC Comet on the inside. Ooh, looks just takes away that apex, and Arm Lamp can't answer back with that. So ORC Comet back up to second place after that spin and a half, let's call it. Full spin and then a half a spin trying to get off the grass there, which definitely is easy to do. Any guys who play this game, really easy to spin with the tires and loop it again on the grass. So already putting some sizable distance after only a couple corners between Arm Lamp. ORC Comet is doing right now. So ORC Comet, speaking while we're on him, so he's actually been away from the game for a while, focusing on school. So he's actually got a chance to come back now with some of the holidays and some of the stuff going on with the COVID stuff, and has joined our series and jumped right in with both feet and was amazing. I mean, a really good driver, very consistent, very easy to predict, very fast. I think cuts his teeth more in the original Assetto Corsa, and I think he did a little bit of ACC stuff with ORC Yankees fan. And then doing some other stuff. Obviously, Project Cars 2 is very translatable to him too. Look at the distance he's already put on one lap between himself and Arm Lamp, which looks like 1.7 seconds or 1.8 seconds right now. He's 8.5 seconds off the leader. ORC Speedy Jab in the lead right now. 11 minutes into this race on lap 9. We're seeing this develop. Somebody's off the track up there. I see a blue dot up there. Let's see who that is. As we come around the corner, I don't see anybody. Who is that? Oh, okay. Hooligan Heart has quit the race after a few laps. I don't know when that happened. Looks like maybe a minute ago. So now Pharmacy is in 7th place here. We'll go on board with everybody. Irving, 104, is in 6th place. Dudum in 67 in 5th place. Rooster in 4th place. Arm Lamp in 3rd. ORC Comet in 2nd, and ORC Speedy Jab in 1st place. 9 laps in, you can see the last laps there. It looks like the fastest car on track right now is ORC Comet by 1/10 of a second. So let's go on board with myself, ORC Speedy Jab, and we'll take a lap around with me. So this challenge was really interesting. I think driving the Lamborghini versus Ferrari. We noticed right off the bat that both these cars are GT3 cars, but make their power in drastically different ways. The Lamborghini Huracan GT3, normally aspirated car, so really suffers actually on high altitude tracks, which is all we've raced at so far. So like I mentioned before in the previous video, we did see a difference between 22 to 26 horsepower actually at full tilt or full restrictor open with these cars. So I think the Lamborghini is a little bit more difficult to drive fast. You gotta have a really good tune on it, and the Ferrari just out of the box is just way more solid and easy to drive. Did somebody else quit? There's a blue dot right there, or is that still? That was weird. Did you guys see that too? Weird. Okay. Sorry, just coming out the last corner here, but like I said, we did notice a power difference between the Lamborghini and Ferrari. We were hoping that they would balance out really well. It turns out they do not as well as we thought, but I think we're having some good racing here between the different drivers in the cars. It does seem like Ferrari does have an edge so far, but we'll see as each driver earns, and does well. They earn restrictor rewards. Depends on if you think it's a penalty or not, but I call it rewards because it's a reward for doing really well. The restrictors are way different too. I think the full restrictor on the Lamborghini is 38 millimeters, and the full restrictor on the Ferrari is 54. And again, the difference between a turbocharged engine with the Ferrari and a normally aspirated with the Lambo. But other than that, it's really good fun. Two iconic manufacturers duking it out for Italian supremacy. So that's always fun. So we'll definitely do more of these manufacturer challenge versus challenges, I like to call them. And see, it shows a blue car like right there too, but I can't figure out who that is. So your guess is as good as mine at this point. So So let's do a full lap here as we come around with Orsi Comet. Let's see what he's up to. And you'll see again how smooth he is, how easy he is on the brakes. Just his inputs are super smooth. He's on the wheel too. Let's go on board with a cockpit, I think, camera. That way we can really see what you're seeing. This is what he's seeing right now. I think this is the view that he specifically races on, that most of us race on. Ignore the neutral. Obviously, he's not neutral. All right, we're coming across into turn 1 here too. Brakes right at the dark parts there. Down a couple of gears. All the way out to the corners. Rubs that. Gets all the way in the curb on the right side. And you can see here that Orsi Comet does a great job of using all the curbs. Almost on every single curb that you need to be apex curb, he hits. Coming up here into the really difficult chicane. Fast chicane. Gets a little bit on the bumps there, but doesn't unsettle the car too much. Comes into this fast right-hander. Down 1 gear, it sounded like. And onto the back section here. This is really important to get right, because you have this whole straightaway where we really need to make up a lot of time. And you can lose a lot of time if you come out of there slow. This is one of the fastest parts of this track, if not the fastest part. Down a couple gears, coming into this cambered sweeping corner, which you can carry a pretty good amount of speed in. You see probably a little dab of brakes here. Come into this, take all the curb out wide, and then just a little dab, and then come into this one too. Nice. You see how much speed he carries through that corner. And we'll go on board with Arm Lamp, who's also very good at that. A little lift, and then turns in and hugs that inside, and then you watch him drift out here to the last. Perfect lap, Comet. Good job with that. All right, let's get on board with Arm Lamp, who should be coming around. Yep, oh, you see he's got his rain wipers on right now. He's coming to the pits, actually. Here's our first pit caller. Is this too early? I hear a little bit of rain, but I don't see a lot going on. So interesting that he has, look on the pit lane. It's a little bit glossy. So we are, what are we at? 17 minutes into the race, and it looks like there's a slight smattering of, and I want to go to chase to see if we can see. No, they're not doing any. So unfortunate part, they're not showing the pit stuff. I wish I could see that. But first pit caller in at 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes in. Oh no, just over 17. Coming in and changing tires. So I would have to believe that he's changing to wets for this. I don't know if that's too early or not. We're going to have to see. He's off the pit lane speed limiter here. Let's watch him for this lap. Now he's going to have to take it a little easy with the cold tires, cold temperatures. And I don't know how well these wets are going to be right now. It doesn't look to me like it's too wet. So I don't know if that was a mistake going out too early, or if that's tactical, if he thought that he could get more grip and do an undercut on some of the drivers ahead. Let's see how this plays out. Let's see what the distance is now. So he's now down in 5th place after that pit stop. And he is 11 seconds behind Irving and 16 seconds ahead of Pharmacide. So let's see. Dieterman's still going around. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, back on board with Arm Lamp here. Coming around the back sector 3, or finishing up sector 2, sorry, right here. And then about to cross over right over here to sector 3, the final sector. Just a couple corners in this one. I can't hear the rain hitting a lot on the car, so it still seems relatively dry to me, and I don't see a lot of spray happening. Although let's see that if we go to the chase cam, if we can see some spray coming up. I don't see any spray on this car yet. A little glossy, but that's about it. Interesting choice. Okay, let's go on the cockpit cam here. We're gonna go ahead and go on board with Irving. Irving 104. We've almost got a full lap with Irving, so let's watch Irving. Let's see what he's doing on the wheel here. So everybody else is still on slicks. So let's see if we can see them wiggling around a little bit and kind of fighting the car on some of these parts of this track. 19 minutes into the race. So you can see that actually, so Arm Lamp, we already know, just did his pit stop, and his mandatory pit stop is done. So he's clear to race the next 28 minutes or 30 minutes when he came in clean and clear. Rooster up in front there had an issue and is now 3.2 seconds. So maybe it is getting slippery now. Let's see if he comes into the pits and see if we see him come up there. He does. All right, so let's go on board with whoops. Okay, so both actually stay on board here. We can stay on board with Rooster. I mean, with Irving. Irving's coming right behind Rooster. Look how much ground he made up just going into the pit lane. Rooster seemed to be really slow coming into the pit lanes there. I wonder if he had damage and the car was hard to drive. I don't know. Don't see anybody else coming on board. Oh, both of them having an issue. Oh, both of them reversing, missing their pit boxes. Interesting. Okay, so they lost. Oh, Rooster lost a lot. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Rooster lost a ton of time. Missed it by a couple, actually. I wonder what they were looking at. They probably noticed another person's pit crew out there and thought it was theirs and didn't notice the big stop sign. I don't know. It's easy to do, guys, especially when multiple people come in. Oh, so we've got Rooster and there goes Dieterman by. Oh, here comes who's that? Orsi Speedy Jab and Orsi Comet from first and second coming in at 21 minutes into the race. Okay, so now we got Comet scored in the lead because his pit lane is farther along. So go on board with Speedy. Oh, Speedy hits the wall. Nice. I forgot about that. Yeah, a little over exuberant on throttle. So Orsi Comet looked like he gained a lot in that pit stop exchange somehow. And look, he's right behind now. So let's go on board with him, actually. Let's go on board with Comet and see what he sees. Yeah, look at the spray now. So now we're definitely into the wet of this race. Here comes Orsi Comet looking at the back of Orsi Speedy Jab. Now you saw before we went to pit stops, there was like an 8-second gap. That's definitely not 8 seconds anymore. That's 1.5 seconds. So somewhere Orsi Comet gained about 6+ seconds on Orsi Speedy Jab. And we got our lamp 16 seconds behind now. They're on the back straight. Again, tire pressures are not going to be up to temperature yet. They're going to be a couple pounds below until these drivers get some heat in the tires. So they have this delicate balance here of trying to push it and not pushing it, right? And trying to be safe. Ooh, we watched Orsi Comet almost go off right there. Now, the other part on Orsi Comet's side here too is he's watching the leader right there. Just, you know, he sees him. It's tangible now. You know, before the 8.5 seconds, you're like, okay, I'm just trying to dwindle down all this time. But now, you can actually see the driver right in front of you. So that eggs you on a lot more. Maybe makes you push a little bit harder than you need to, especially with the cold tires and with the rain right now pooling up and starting to create some dangerous conditions in some corners, some puddles, stuff like that. So that's the other thing is, oh, there's somebody spun around. I think that was Rooster right there. Looks like he damaged himself and hit the wall. But he doesn't rejoin the track, lets the drivers keep going. There's our blue dot. Oh, looks like Speedy Jab lost a lot of time right there. Now Orsi Comet's got to just capitalize on this. This is the closest he's been since the start of the race. Yeah, look at that. Really close now. So see if he can get on board here. Now a lot of spray coming in his way too now. So that is another thing that's going to be disadvantaged for him. So either looks like he stays out a little bit of the spray, but then comes back and gets that slipstream. The brake zones actually, when it starts raining too, can change a little bit too, depending on what you're looking at. Because for me, for example, I'll tell you, I look at the discolorations on the ground a lot, because that tells me when a brake zone is coming in. But when it rains, you can see it all changes. You know, it's a totally different looking surface now. So you've got to rely on your muscle memory. And this time it looks like Orsi Comet stays out of the spray, maybe just so you can get a better visual picture into turn one. Now I can tell you, as a driver in the front, what I was doing was trying to break the toe from him so that he didn't get a slipstream down the front straight. Oh, Comet up on the curb there. Looks like he grabbed him a little bit. And right there too. So the curb's looking like they're a little treacherous right now. Maybe more so in the rain. I think you can hit some of these curbs depending on the angle of your wheel, but some of them I think you want to stay away from for sure. But as I was saying, to break the toe coming down that straightaway, now drivers are allowed to do that obviously as long as they're not weaving back and forth multiple times. So you saw on that last straightaway, I moved over once, and then you're allowed to reclaim the racing line back when you come into a corner, and that's it. So if I was making one move to the right, one move to the left, one to the right, and trying to do that, weaving, totally different. That's not legal. It's not legal in any racing series, in real life racing series, by the way, too. Ooh! Yeah, Comet had trouble with that corner last time. It looks like he was just able to slow it down. Oh, and then RC Speedy Jab goes off and joins the sand right there. So, quid pro quo, looks like... I do remember looking back, because I heard comments say, like, oh, something to that effect. And it's one of those things, I look back in my review, and then I missed my brake zone and my turn in for the next corner, which is kind of funny. Which, obviously, if you've driven ever in your life, even on regular roads or anything like that, take your eye off the ball for just a split second is all it takes. You can see we're actually coming up on traffic here. Who is that? I can't tell yet until we get up closer. We did unfortunately lose a few drivers, so I think this is race 2. Yeah, this is race 2 because Black Ghost is not in this one. But now you can see we're coming up on... Who is that? Is that Diedoman? I can't see from that view. Looks like it might be Diedoman 67. So it looks like he's just letting us by here. So let's see if ORC Comet gets by him too. You see the brakes right through the spray. Ooh, Diedemann takes a regular line and blocks off ORC Comet accidentally, I think, and then drives off that corner with that bad angle. I know Diedemann was saying, one of the things he was saying, really good driver again too, we mentioned that. Really clean, really fast. Really enjoying having him in our series. But he was saying that the car felt completely different from any testing he did, which we have acknowledged. We have seen that. Now he did mention that he did create an online lobby and did it, which should mimic the exact settings. It should feel the same, but he said the car just felt like garbage and it was hard to drive. So if I remember correctly, towards the end of this race, I think he quit out towards the end of it after just struggling around in the rain. So that was unfortunate that he put so much time and effort into setting up his race car, and it just felt completely different for him in the actual race, which is unfortunate. I think that happens in a lot of games. I know Forza is guilty of that. ACC is guilty of that. Project Cars 2 is guilty of that. Something happens where it just doesn't click sometimes. Either your setting or, I don't know, a glitch happens. So really unfortunate that happened to Diedemann, because I think he would have been up there in pace in some of the testing we did during the week and stuff. I think he would have been right there. And he's done well in the series too, and really needed a good result to continue that trend. So again, I think we need to go off on some of these. So this is the closest battle I think right now is for first place. We're on board with ORC Comet, watching ORC Speedy Jab, myself up in front. It's always weird to comment when I've done a race. So most of the time you guys see me or hear me just commenting other people's races, and I don't... Ooh, look at that. Off to the side there's Irving on the outside of the track. The leaders negotiate him successfully, thankfully. But let's see if he's actually going to head into the pits here. No, he stays on the outside. So it looks like he was just lifting and maybe staying on the outside, trying to stay clear of the leaders. That's what I'm guessing. Looked like, as he goes wide. I think he's having a little bit of trouble too in the rain. As well, we got Pharmacide. Let's go through the order here. So we've got Hooligan's dead. Diedemann now has quit out. Okay, so this is the point when he quit out at almost 28 minutes or 29 minutes. So the last car on track right now racing is Rooster right here, right behind. I think that's Comet that just went through. Again, hard to see. Yeah, the red dot up on the top right with the map there. So it looks like Rooster's struggling with this car too, around this corner, with this wet track. We did practice a fair amount during the week, but it's just it's a whole nother animal when you get in the game, and this is actually like a sanctioned race, and your points on the line, and you can't really make too many mistakes, or you'll just gift that race to, and that place to somebody else. So you can see we got some big deficit here, 46 seconds behind Pharmacide. So Pharmacide in 5th place now, coming around, looks like one of the last corners towards the back straight there. And he is 23 seconds, 22 seconds. That's coming down pretty quick. Away from Irving. Is Irving in the pits or something? No, he's just on the back. Okay. So that'll rubber around as we get up to these different parts of the track here. So yeah, 20 seconds to Irving and 46 seconds in front of Rooster. Irving 104 coming across the T1 here. It looks like that's Comet. Really taking wide again. Looks like he's having problems slowing down for that first corner. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see. We definitely don't want to extend the track too many times. The drivers will get a warning and get a penalty because they know that that's part of the game. But I imagined he would have got a slowdown warning from the game itself, unless that I didn't test that turn 1 to see how much you could get away with it. But actually, that's Rooster. I'm sorry, that's Rooster in 6th place in front of him. That's why he's blue. He's about to lap him. Yeah, Rooster pulls up to the side and lets him by. Recognizes that it's a blue flag situation and just lets him by, which is really nice. Good job, Rooster, with that. Arm Lamp here is on the same section of track here on that back section, and I believe that's Comet, Orsi Comet right in front of him. So Orsi Comet, Orsi Speed Jab, Arm Lamp. I think everybody has done their pit stops now. 31 minutes into the race, 16 minutes left of exciting racing here. This is he's got 2 blue, pushing a little far and just on board with that. Does a good job of saving it. You can actually lose it really easy right there and make it 10 times worse. So drivers are definitely altering, either their gears and stuff they're doing. I know it says right now that we're in 1st gear. We're not in 1st gear. Obviously, that's just the game not showing us. Let's go on board with an all screen on this one for a little bit as we ride on board with the Capper Sky number 55 entry, the Ferrari GT3 of Arm Lamp. And you can see here now we're on board with a hood cam, and that's how close he is right now. And I think that's Rooster right in front of him. You can see that car getting squirrely almost everywhere in the rain. There you go. We've got, that's Rooster in front, and I'll have to see who's in front of him. Maybe Irving in the multicolored Lamborghini. I can't tell yet. Too much spray. So we'll go on board with Arm Lamp for this entire sequence here. Going through the different camera angles, which is kind of cool. And see how this plays out. So you see that braking zone is really hard to see. You see Arm Lamp go really deep on that corner. And then coming back, look at Rooster being such a gentleman, letting the leaders come through. Good job, Rooster. It's good to see. This cockpit's interesting. It's like the passenger side cockpit, but it gives you a good angle. You can see everything. See the driver's inputs, and then coming down to this cinematic camera for the last corner. All right, who's he coming up on now? Yep, there he goes. That's Irving, 104 right in front. All right, got one lap on board with here. Now let's jump on board with Comet for one lap here of the cinematic camera first, coming into the chicane section here. And let's see what we got as far as distances. We got 11 seconds back to Arm Lamp and 6 seconds to Speedy Jab. So there's been a gap opened up in the front and from second to third too. There you go. There's a nice. I like the hood cam. Maybe we'll do a whole hood cam one next. I just gave you guys different perspectives here. The blue dots are always crazy to me on that when somebody quits and whatever. They seem to be all over the place. All right, you can see he's tinted around that corner here, just trying to find. There's no dry line that's going to form on this race, unfortunately, because we did end with rain. So it's just going to be. Yeah, that sand just sucks you right in there. He did a good job of getting him not spinning, not freaking out, just trying to point it straight. Make it straight until you get on the track in a safe manner. Coming around that last corner with a lot of spray kicking up on our face right now. Going to like a midline and then going over to the normal race line. You can see the puddles forming all along here. Stay on board with them in the first couple corners, which we did miss. We'll go into the last section, and then we'll move up to the leader there and see. But again, very smooth inputs. Even in these treacherous conditions, you can see he's got a pretty good handle on the car, and he's expertly maneuvering this vehicle around this track. Trying to avoid that big curve. The sausage curve can actually make the car jump up pretty severely, so it is a good idea to stay off that curb. All right, coming around the last section here, so let's jump on board with ORC Speedy Jab, myself, coming into off of the back straight there. Unwind that steering wheel, coming to the next section. Here, nice low view. And get on the curb, turning in, hitting that apex nicely, if I do say so myself. Oh, it looks like my cameras, maybe it's because it's me, or my extra stuff works, so you can see the gear changes I'm doing and everything too, which is good. Trying to hold around that corner. Look how close you have to come to that. It's really just trusting that the track is still there and you don't run out of room. You could always lift just a tiny bit, but it does make the car weight change. So sometimes that can spin you out if you get lift off oversteer by lifting off on your throttle too much. So you go, coming through this tight section here, really turning that wheel hard, and coming up this back section here into first gear for here, and then coming into the chicane section, hitting that curb. So you saw the driving differences. Mostly when you're on board with Comet and Arm Lamp, they were not really attacking that curb like I do. I set up the car a little bit softer for the rain and for the ability to hit the curbs. So I'm able, as I go off on the grass there, again, those grass, and when you get sand, and it just sucks the car off to the side where you got to kind of really pay attention. You can hear the tires locking up a little bit, even under in the rain settings here, and a little bit of loss of grip there. And trying to be fast, but still trying to manage your risk is really important and really hard to do. Sometimes you can see a lot of slide as they get all around that corner and get onto the curb sometimes. And you see the car just wants to understeer off right here under load, and then hanging on the inside, hugging that inside, and then opening up towards the end there. So let's see, we have 10 minutes left in the race. So let's go through the order. We got ORC Speedy Jab in the lead right now. We've got ORC Comet coming right behind him in second place, just 6 seconds behind, 6.4 seconds behind. Arm Lamped in third place, 13.6 seconds behind ORC Comet. Farmicide, I was going to say Farm Damp. Both gamer tags mixed apparently. So Farmicide is 1.5, a minute 50 seconds behind Arm Lamp. And we got Irving 104 here, 8.8 seconds behind Farmicide, and Rooster here 39 seconds behind Irving, and Dieterman has quit out, so his time will keep going up, and Hooligan has quit out. So we've got 6 drivers left. We've got a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Ferrari, a Ferrari, and a Lamborghini. So lots of Ferraris. It's like a Ferrari fest. Yeah, lots of Ferraris. Dang. I didn't realize there were so many Ferraris. I look back at this. 4 Ferraris, 2 Lamborghinis left in the race. As you watch Rooster go wide there. Rooster's really struggling with this track with this rain, I think, too. So I think most of the guys' consensus will be really happy to get back to a dry race, which we will be doing. Hockenheim, Stork Hockenheim is all dry. So we don't have to worry about punishing these poor drivers and putting them through some rain stuff. We were commenting and wondering if anybody has done any like heavy racing in the rain or heavy rain racing, because we couldn't believe this is what the light rain setting is. What did the other settings like? We've never tried them. So I'd be curious to find out if any of you guys out there watching this video have done any heavy rain or anything like that above the light rain. and what track, and tell me kind of your experiences, what you guys have been doing. Kind of like to hear that and see. Look at the big rooster tail behind Rooster in that number 2 Hoyle Fox Ferrari GT3 car, 488 GT3 I should say. And look at the difference with puddles as the car unweights. It's really cool. The car unweighted right there, and the puddle went away because he skipped over it. So that was really cool to see. The immersion in this game has always impressed me, and I really love it. So if you guys like this stuff too, again, I always mention it each week, but throw it in there too. We're definitely open to more drivers coming in. So if you're clean, like I said, you don't have to be fast. You just have to be clean, and you have to be aware, and you have to be willing to race people clean and give them the respect and earn the respect that you deserve too. You definitely should check out our ORC website. It is www.onlineracing.wixsite.com. On there on the first page, excuse me, you'll see like an About Me section, how we came about to create ORC, where we kind of come from, where our background is. You can meet all the ORC admin. There are 5 of us. In this race, you've already met 2 of them, ORC Comet, ORC Speedy Jab, myself. And then before, you've also met ORC Yankees Fan and ORC Comet. And then the only one you're missing in Project Cars 2 is our other 5th admin, and his name is ORC Severius. And he normally runs on Forza. That's why you don't see him on here. So, but you guys should definitely check out our website, see if there's a series that we can run, that you want to run with us. You'll come on board. As of 2021, we're going to be doing a new licensing system or test, virtual test, with any new driver coming into the series. So we'll basically just run, a few lead follow laps and different cars, and kind of just see where you are with your pace, with your awareness, and your kind of track ethics, if you will. Meanwhile, we'll be asking you different racing questions as we kind of go along and kind of judge where you are in the spectrum on our series. That way we can assure that when you come into a series and you do exhibit all the right things, again, pace is not the overall determining factor. You can be the slowest guy on track, but if you race well with everybody else and play nice with others, you're definitely welcome in the ORC community. If you're super fast, but you're a big jerk, you're not going to be racing with us very long. So, just an FYI, but we do like to do mentoring programs a lot. We do some Racecraft Race School, which you can see on my YouTube channel. And we have 2 episodes that we've done already. We've done some 2 wide and 3 wides on Forza. We're going to be doing some Racecraft Race School with a couple drivers in Project Cars 2 as well. So be on the lookout for that. But definitely come by if you guys are interested in having good, close, tight racing with a great community. You're definitely welcome if you fit in that bubble and that's what you're looking for. All right, let's get back to racing. We got 5 minutes left in the race. Let's go through the order again. Lap 30, ORC Speedy Jab in the lead here. Right in front, he's got ORC Comet with 4.5 seconds behind. Looks like he's coming up on a back marker right now. Let's see how this goes, actually. I want to stay on board really quick and see. We only got 5 minutes left, so I do want to run through the whole order. But I do want to see, I think that's Pharmacide in the Dime Racing 111. So we've seen Pharmacide, we've seen Rooster, we've seen everybody be very, very cordial and really easy with some passing opportunities and blue flag situations. So Pharmacide, obviously not racing ORC Speedy Jab myself right now. So I should just open it up. You can see I've got the lights on here. That's why the glow in the dash, which is really cool. So come up on him here, and right there he just lets me by. And we're obviously in communication too, and he had told me, I'm just going to stay on the inside of this corner and just let you by. So I thanked him very much, and you can see pop into the view back there with the dots was ORC Comet, which we will go on board with now. So here comes Comet. So Comet's now going to look at the back of Pharmacide. So let's just stay on board here again. Let's see how Pharmacide handles ORC Comet coming into here too. ORC Comet on the back, kind of far away right now. Not enough for Pharmacide to slow down or do anything differently. He should just drive his race line anyways. But there you see in front of him, ORC Speedy Jab, myself in front. I'm going through that shot. And you can see the dots here too on the map on the right there. All right, so coming around here in the last couple corners of this sector, sector 2, and getting closer and closer to Pharmacide. Let's see where Pharmacide lets him go. If you can let him go on the front straight, that is the best place to let him go, because Comet's not going to lose any time. Pharmacide's battling his own self, his own battle too, and staying race and trying to stay in front of people. So this is a perfect opportunity. Yep, he moves over to the right. And let's see, stays to the right, but doesn't. There you go. Now he slows down and brakes enough to where let Orsi Comet take the correct line into the corner. So I'm okay with that. Change the racing line to move out of the way, which you normally don't want to see. You want to be predictable if you're the guy in the blue flag situation, or the faster drivers are coming up on you. You really just want to stay in your line and maybe give them the inside. But on the front straight with something like that, it was very clear what he was doing. I think he was in communication with him too. And you can see that, let's see the gap now. Something happened here, because I think I was a lot further ahead, and now I'm only 3 seconds ahead. So something happened where I lost a lot of time, a couple seconds. And you can see the times there, 128.4 the last lap for Comet. So he's the guy on the move, 128.8 for Arm Lamp in third. And I lost a little bit of time there, 129.5 on that last lap. So, okay, so let's go on board here with Arm Lamp now, coming down the back straight. So he's what, 16, almost 17 seconds off of Orsi Comet. So I think unless Orsi Comet makes a really big mistake, or Arm Lamp really starts kicking in a 127 lap or something like that, I think this is relatively stagnant. I think now. Pharmacide here is 2 minutes off of Arm Lamp, but still holding strong in fourth place, so good run for him in the end. Rooster there is 50 seconds behind him, so I think he's got that sewn up again, unless they make some mistakes. And I think that was the race right there. We see some red marks. We see, yep. So here you go. Orsi Speedy Jab takes the win. Orsi Comet takes second. Arm Lamp takes third. And we're just waiting for Pharmacide, Rooster, and Irving to come around. There's a picture of the winner right there. That was a good race. Oh, big old schmozzle at the end, of course. And there comes, oh, look, even cracked lenses in the back. So, good race. Really good to see as we're now messing around here, playing bumper cars at the end here. Nice cracked windshield screen. Really good race had by everybody. Oh, lining up Comet. Oh, nice. Always fun at the end to mess around with everybody. And there we go. That's the race, guys. At Sugo round 3, actually, of the Ferrari versus Lamborghini challenge, all in GT3 Ferraris, Lamborghinis. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the race. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you guys want to see, and let me know that you enjoyed the race. I always like to hear, as I get tipped over, I always like to hear some good comments from you guys. I didn't give you any movie quotes this race. I'm sorry if you guys missed that. Tell me again about that. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you next round. Have a good night.